Welcome back to Color Class. I'm Lucinda.
I'm Sara.
And today we're talking if you should go gray or not. Now, we want to make an announcement because we've been starting to get a decent amount of color portfolios that they're falling in between a soft autumn and a soft summer and transitioning to a soft summer because they're going grayer. So softer, grayer, almost like a Sarah Jessica Parker.
We've done an enormous amount of work on what we call transitional color portfolios. We're finding so many beautiful women who are ready to just go ahead, embrace the gray, and they're trying to figure out how to do it. Now, I have a proviso here. If you're a cool season, if you were ash blonde, if you had black hair, cool brown hair, your transition into gray is fairly simple. You know, you just get lighter and lighter. If you're salt and pepper, that is, if the hairs in your gray are black and white, not ish. If there's a visible blackness and whiteness as you look at the separation, you're still a winter. Right? So your palette doesn't change. You don't have to worry too much about it. You may have some concerns about your roots if you were dyeing your hair black or dark brown without red or gold. But there's root smudging for that. You could go to a salon that does a good job with root smudging and you're set. But if you, like us, I'm her mom, we just genetically had the same color trajectory. We went from when I was a little girl, I was a golden blonde. Then I went to that color you see on Sara.
So red, like an auburn.
Auburn, yes. Then I went to what you're seeing now, gray. And let me tell you, the transition was somewhat painful. It was confusing. I didn't understand how to dress. I didn't quite understand. You know, I tried highlighting my hair. That didn't work because I was part gray, part auburn. What do you do? There was almost a pinkness to my hair. I was struggling until I just embraced the gray. And once I embraced the gray, you know, my problems were over. I stopped being what Carol Jackson told me I was, which was an awesome combination autumn, summer, and became transitional. And these transitional portfolios we're doing are beautiful. Take into consideration that your crown has become grayer, that you're working with transitional hair. If you're long-haired, there may be some of your original color. And we factor all that in to a bespoke, totally customized palette. And they're working great. However, out there in the marketplace, out there where you're looking at color palettes for, you know, you may be researching whether you're a spring, whether you're a summer, whether you're in the 4 seasons. There won't be anything there for you,
right?
If you're turning gray, it just won't. And even if you're in the 12 palette or the 16 palette system, unless you've got some customized elements, that's not going to work for you either.
Right.
So it's very important to pay attention to your uniqueness and your specialness.
Now, before we go into some going gray tips, I do want to mention we are going to have, we need to come up with a name, like an awesome soft palette, a soft awesome. Is that it? What do we think?
I still love the word transitional because all of us know that we are transitioning into something amazing.
So we will have a transitional palette available. Now, of course, all of our paid Patreon members, you get this for free. I do want to mention Patreon, though. If you go to Patreon, Apple has put in an extra fee. So instead of being the under $10 for the palette, it ends up being like almost $15, and Apple charges like an extra $5. It's ridiculous.
It's not us.
Right. It's not us. It is Apple. Blame them.
Call them up.
Right. But if you want the one for under $10, then go to our website and download it from there because we do not charge extra, obviously. Now we can get back into our gray hair tips. But you mentioned smudging earlier. So that's where you go, you get your roots done and kind of have the color blended in. And you had a product for that, I believe, right? Or is that just going to
No,
root smudging? You just go
root
to
smudging
a
is
salon.
really a salon kind of
And they
thing.
Right.
Now, I can tell you that I've known some of my clients have gotten the temporary root cover and done their own smudging if they can find a color in the temporary root cover that matches in the stick. That's a possibility, but you've got to have a lot of patience for it. Throwing it out there in case you want to try it.
Sounds like a lot of work.
Now, if you don't even know whether you want to go gray, like if every single time you see that little line of gray coming in, you make an emergency appointment with your stylist and you get that taken care of instantly, you may want to just try something. And Colorista hair makeup temporary 1-day hair color spray.
Okay.
They have
from L'Oreal Paris.
In a silver. And I've known people who've tried it just to see if they look ridiculous. Now, it looks a little shimmery, and it won't be exactly the way your gray color will look, but it will give you enough of a preview that it's probably worth the expense.
Or you can just get like a wig, pop it on your head.
Oh, yeah. Hello. Duh. I didn't think about that.
We do not have any wig recommendations though. So you're on your own for that. But we do have, and we know people who have used the L'Oreal Paris, like the shimmery, I hate to say shimmery, the spray, the silver spray.
Silver gray.
Yeah, you're on your own for the wig, but we got you for the recommendation products. And then you also had another one that you want to talk about.
There's one thing, there's an issue with gray hair. Those of you who have the gray hair know this issue. And for everybody else, it's a dirty little secret. When you have gray hair, it goes dull. The texture of gray hair changes so that you're always chasing gloss. You want gloss, you need gloss, but gray hair, part of the process is that it becomes more coarse and less glossy. Now, get yourself some gloss. Just go buy your gloss, and you can solve that problem. L'Oreal has a nice color gloss that's a one-step. There are in-shower glosses.
That's what you have bought in me.
But if you have gray hair, they make it in a silver white, a silver slate, so you can kind of adjust for how deep your hair, how deep you want your hair to be.
All right. So I hope you guys learned something today, whether it be how to avoid extra Patreon fees or how to move into gray hair if you want. We are a huge advocate for going gray, but if it's not for you, it's not for you. Now, if you are somebody that feels like this palette will benefit you, don't forget, if you're free or a paid member on Patreon, you get it for free. If you want to download it, I would highly recommend hopping on over to our website to download it. And I think that's everything. All the links for all the products that we talked about, that we use, that we know are good, will be in the description down below. We have no recommendations for wigs. I'm so sorry, but that is not our forte.
You know what? If you have recommendations for wigs, pop them into the comments because,
you might help somebody else. So thank you for joining us today. If you want to connect with us on any of our socials, our website, it's all in the description down below. Lastly, I'm Lucinda.
I'm Sara.
This has been another color class, and we'll see you in our next video.